Howdy, I'm Valerie Miller, and yes, I live in Texas and I'm a proud Texas Aggie. Here's a quick introduction to my professional training experience. My mother and grandmother were both science teachers. They taught me to become a good reader, writer, and problem solver. I've often been referred to as a training visionary because I can turn customer requirements into value-driven training programs. I just smile, and I'm thankful for my inherited training DNA as a third-generation educator. My game-changing career move came by earning my master's in educational technology at Texas A&M University. I then moved into corporate training, giving me the opportunity to put learning theory like Addy, Mager, and Kirkpatrick into action. I honed my instructional design and leadership skills while working for several companies. I traveled across the country, spoke at tech conferences, and was promoted to senior management and director roles because I was known for consistently producing training results. I became an early adopter of technology that continues today as I seek ways to harness the power of AI to improve training productivity. As for adult learning theory, I'm considered an expert. Not because I've sat through a bunch of courses, but that I've actually taught hundreds of adult learners in the formal classroom and informal, diverse workplace settings. While living in California, I served as an adjunct professor for National and Chapman universities, teaching hundreds of graduate students the required Clear California Credential course on computers in the classroom. Now say that 10 times in a row. The first night of class was always rough. Most students had computer phobia, but leaving that first class, I could tell by their relaxed attitudes things were going to be okay. We had a little tradition at the end of the class that they would all put on their cheap sunglasses of tech gurus and go forth with confidence. And to my joy, 25 of my students became technology leaders in their school districts. It was fun to reconnect with them at EdTech conferences and learn how I had been a positive influence in their careers. I also taught graduate courses to hundreds of students at the University of Phoenix online in instructional design, assessment and evaluation, and distance learning. I also received many student kudos for my teaching. After 12 years of serving in corporate training, I went into business for myself. On September 7th of 2001, I launched my own instructional design agency, Design2Train. Even though our world changed the next week, I never looked back, and I was even more determined to build my company. I actively worked on projects while teaching my teams my secrets to consistently deliver programs on time and on budget, and they did. So how is my approach to designing new projects different from others? Compared to most instructional designers who've just worked in one industry, I've worked in many industries at the local to global levels. I pull best practices from divergent industries into each new project, bringing a hybrid vigor and new energy to the project design and learner experience. It's a formula that works. Here are some of the Design to Train clients we've had the pleasure to serve. Everyone's life journey takes a little zig or zag. In 2019, my personal life took another path when I was widowed. I put my business on hold and returned to the corporate world, this time as an organizational change manager. Since writing has always been my wheelhouse, it was an easy transition. I started as a Unisys contractor and quickly promoted to a badged employee, working remotely on Washington, D.C. based ServiceNow customer service ticketing projects. My clients were OCIO federal agency staff at the highest level, located in the offices of the Department of Secretary of the Department of Energy and Health Human Services. I also worked on an email centralization project with U.S. Air Force generals at the Pentagon. When Unisys sold its federal contracting services to SAIC, I moved with the projects. My SAIC main project was working with OCIO staff at the Department of the Secretary for the Department of Transportation. I was also requested to work on the Presidential Transition Marketing Team to create new agency-wide communications. Yes, each of these projects was challenging, fun, and yes, I held a security clearance. In 2021, I sold my house in the Woodlands and moved to the Texas Hill Country and returned to Design to Train full-time, but with a new personal mission. According to training industry research, up to 80% of custom projects fail. Why? Because project managers are just not prepared. Well, I am prepared and committed to making a positive change in the e-learning industry. I invested 3 years developing my existing proven process into a coaching program, and in 2024 I launched Plan 239, an e-learning project management coaching system. My mission? Help busy professionals launch business-critical e-learning on time, on budget, in 90 days or less, without impacting their real job and work-life balance. Guaranteed. Yes, that's a bold promise, but I can back it up with real experience. Oh, and if you're wondering, Plan 239 decoded means 2 contracts, 3 phases, and a 9-step process. In summary, it's really humbling to reflect on the many training programs that I've worked on that have taught hundreds of thousands of people around the world to deliver better services, be confident in their job roles, and be workplace problem solvers to make things happen. I love teaching with technology, and it's really humbling to reflect on my personal impact on training. In addition to personally teaching hundreds of graduate students, hosting online Design to Train training events, and managing hundreds of hours of training programs teaching hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. It's great to think I've been a part of helping people be better prepared for their job roles, deliver better service, and be workplace problem solvers to make things happen. My new focus on e-learning project consulting and coaching reflects my personal mission to helping newbie project managers confidently and consistently deliver better online training. So in my spare time, I speak and host online events. I'm an avid blogger, serve on tech advisory committees, and manage my own virtual art gallery. In the evenings, you'll find me chasing sunsets in a Jeep on country backroads. If you are tasked with a new e-learning project and need some advice, and you'd like to start a conversation, I look forward to meeting with you in my virtual office. Please book an appointment below. And thanks for stopping by.